Hey gang, today I'm in Charlotte Harbor. We're fishing out of Englewood, Florida. My good friend, Captain Greg DeVault, brought down the airboat. We're fishing the low tide. It's gonna be absolutely an incredible day. Whatever you do, don't touch that dial. It's gonna be off the hook. You know, when you get out here on these cold mornings, sometimes it can be a little bit of a slow start. That sun hits the water and it seems to just do a little bit to them, kind of puts them in a mood to eat. Only need a couple of degrees of warm up for them to get a little happy again, especially redfish and trout that are very cold water tolerant. You know, just a couple degrees, that sun comes up, you know, midday afternoon bite can be really good. When you're doing the airboat thing like Greg does, you want these mean winter low tides because the fish are kind of locked into these little troughs and holes, and it makes them really aggressive because they're all fighting over what little bit of food is there. That's really an interesting way to do this. I've done this trip with Greg before, and it's so much fun. It's such a incredible way to get in the backcountry and see things that you can't get to by boat. Oop, following me, look at them.
Yeah. The other thing that happens too when they get in these holes, because a lot of these holes have a darker bottom to them, so they'll warm up quicker.
The sun heats it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You'll almost see everything come alive. You know, like right now, you know, since we pulled up, you know, there haven't been a lot going on, but as you'll watch through the day, you'll see the mullet get more active, and you know, even the birds, everything just starts to get more active as it warms up. And
Greg, we live in Florida.
I know.
It was 37 degrees this morning when we left the dock.
Believe me, I know.
Nothing's really happy in Florida.
I'm wearing shoes.
I
It's
know.
cold.
Nothing's really happy in Florida at 37 degrees.
No.
It's really not. Although, you know, we've had a really warm winter overall, and I'm really happy to see this.
Yeah, we needed it, without a doubt. As weird as it sounds, you know, the warm winter's been nice for fishing, but it's, you know, it's throwing a wrench in some of the patterns. You know, the stuff that I normally do through December didn't happen.
Right.
You know, this is literally, you know, we're at the end of January, and this is the first cold weather and cold water we've had. And this is literally the first time these fish have felt water this cold.
Right.
So their reactions are more like I'm used to having in December, you know, right now.
Sure,
so
right.
by now these fish are usually used to it. You know, you get a little cold front come through, it may stun them for a day. You know, they may slow up for a day. But the reds and trout especially will fire right back up. And I think we'll see it today, because like I said at the dock, you know, there's humidity in the air today. We got a little bit of a south wind today, and it doesn't take much to really trigger fish.
Make them happy, right?
Yeah, like you said, a couple degrees makes a big difference.
Big difference.
And you can feel it when you pick fish up out of the water. If they're cold, you know, they're cold-blooded, so
Yeah.
You jump in a cold shower and tell me how quick you get out of it.
Exactly. There is always something special to me about a morning in Charlotte Harbor.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know what it is. I really don't. I don't know why this estuary gets to me like it does, but to me, this is a special, special place.
Oh, there's a fish.
Atta boy.
There we go. Yeah. He sounded surprised. You hear that? Come on, man. He's a monster. Oh, it's a jack.
No less. It's a jack.
A jack. The coldest day of the year and we catch a jack. Really? Wow. That's really strange.
They've been pretty thick though.
Well, they were in December, but the water was warm.
Right.
I mean, it's really, really strange to see that. I mean, that's, of all the things we caught today, you know, jacks, and outside of one area we're going to go to, snook would be the ones that I really wouldn't expect. Even his grunts are slow. He's like, oh, hold me in the sun, hold me in the sun.
It's so cold.
Oh, so
it's so
good.
cold. That's funny.
Yeah, well,
It's so cold.
he's just happy to be alive.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Gang, this week's tip of the week, I want to talk to you about bull bay rods. Today, Greg and I were using the 15-pound Real Animal Signature Series bull bay rod. This rod is made out of what we call carbonite. It's a graphite carbon-infused rod, super powerful and super light. When you're standing on a boat and you're throwing artificials all day long like we were, or all morning long like we were today, it's really important that you get something light, but you don't want to give up power. That's why we designed the bull bay rod to have a great backbone, great sensitivity, got Fuji K guides, you can make really, really long casts, got aluminum reel seat here. Again, the Fuji K guides, the best on the market, super durable, great long casting. When you match that with some 10-pound Spiderwire Ultra Cast and a Quantum 30 smoke reel, phenomenal setup for what we were doing today. We make this in a 17 and a 20 as well, but whenever I'm throwing artificials, I like to go with a 15. Again, you got the rod in your hand all day, you're working all day, you want something light, powerful, accurate, that'll get the job done. Check out Bull Bay Rods, bullbayrods.com, or you can go to my website, realanimalsfishingteam.com. You can check them out there. Your tip of the week, get you a great setup like this, go to work, catch more fish. It'll make you a very, very happy angler. And you heard it here first. What Greg's done here this morning, he's run us back here on the airboat on a negative low tide. Charlotte Harbor backcountry's got some great pockets in it, some great depressions. On this negative low water, it's going to force all these fish into these low spots. Hopefully we can get in here and feed them some groceries. It makes them real hungry when they're in here. There's only so much food in here. There's so many fish in here. A lot of times you can have a pretty good day. So we'll see what the good Lord gives us here.
Right in the middle down there, there's a lot of oyster shell.
Okay.
And then it's all sand through here, and that edge is probably about 4 foot deep. It's kind of an undercut edge when the tide
pours out of here, puts a little cut in there.
Yep. And a lot of times they'll stay through there. There's really not much water moving. I figured it'd be still going out of here a little bit. It's moving a little bit.
Looked like it got kind of slow on us.
Yeah. It's one of those spots the sun beats in here on it and warms it up.
I wonder if that cold made them unhappy and nervous.
Oh no, oh.
Nope.
There's one.
Not totally. Oh
no,
boy, look at that head shaker, huh?
Yeah.
In the back creek. How pretty is that?
Yeah, these guys will be real dark back here
Yeah,
too.
I'll bet.
You can tell they're cold when they don't jump.
Tell you what, it's a nice snook.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Nice fish.
That was kind of an effort. Come on.
Effort at a jump?
Yeah. Pretty. Ooh, it's
Boy,
cold.
Dark top though. Look at that dark all over the top of them
So
there.
you can tell they've been back in this water. It's all red back here. This water's been red all year with all the rain we've had. So he's pretty.
He's real pretty. What a nice snook.
Yep. Oh, there we go.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they don't have quite the energy they had a few weeks ago.
It gets so dark back here.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
All right. Look how dark his tail is. It's black.
Really dark.
Look at that. Oh.
Perfect release.
Yep.
I noticed no GPS.
No. Specific spots we'd always mark on GPSs, but the airboats made it to where you didn't have to worry about where you went.
Good point.
You know,
If you get off course, it's no big deal.
Yeah. If you're in shallow water, it doesn't matter. You just keep going until you figure out. You know, and that's a lot of times how you found spots. You know, you just rode around and looked. And you know, the big misconception with the airboats, yes, they're loud. Look at that. Excuse me, just a minute.
Yeah, go ahead and catch
You know,
something.
but yes, they're loud. But they're loud to us above the water.
Right.
You know, below the water, especially when we're idling. I tell people all the time, and I've done it on several occasions, I've idled up to tailing redfish and caught them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, because the vibration isn't bad when you're idling.
Right.
You know, the vibration is when you're really hammering on it, just like an outboard. You know, I mean, you got all the sound and everything like that when the motor's really going fast. So when you're idling, come on, there you go. When you're idling, you don't have that. It's just a hum.
Sure.
You know, it's almost like a trolling motor. So I can
it's
get
all, like you said, the noise is all above the water too.
Yeah, yeah. The only time I really spook a lot of fish or notice a lot of fish running from the boat is when I take off initially. You know, when you first take off, and when you're you know, if you run right over top of them.
Sure, right.
But it's no different than when I'm in my, my shoal water or my, my other boat.
Sure.
There we go.
Every cast.
That's the second one, is just laying there. Literally laying on the bottom.
Catching snook.
This one's better.
Back of Charlotte Harbor.
Yep.
On an airboat. Oh, we got a
There
double.
we
Get out of the trees.
30 degrees in the morning, doubled up on snook.
Yeah, right? Only by airboat. Oh, came out of the
one
water.
jumped.
Yeah, this one's a youngster. He don't know he's supposed to.
Yeah. Hey,
save
I'll take
that
a picture
energy.
with you of that. Mine's bigger.
Oh.
Oh, I saw that.
That one was foul hook.
Yeah, this one is too a little bit.
Yeah.
It's in the mouth area. Come on. Oh, there we go. It came off.
So weird, huh?
Look at that. How cold is that fish? I just reached out there and grabbed him. He was off the hook. That's how cold they are. And yet they're still going after the baits. Look at that. It's cold. You're probably loving that sun right there. They are fragile.
They really are.
Real Animals Tackle Box, brought to you by CCA Florida, the CCA Star Tournament, and FishBrain, the app for fishermen. In today's Real Animals Tackle Box, Captain Greg and I were using 7-foot 2-inch, 15-pound Real Animals Signature Series bull base spinning rods, Quantum Smoke 30 spinning reels lined with 10-pound Spiderwire Ultracast and Visibraid, and 20-pound Berkeley Pro Spec fluorocarbon leader. We were throwing MirrOlure Little Johns in watermelon, copper glitter, and golden bream colors rigged on 1/8-ounce MirrOlure jig heads. Real Animals Tackle Box is brought to you by Quantum, the real choice for the real animals. MirrOlure, the record setters. Ingle Coolers, the first, the best, your last. Bull Bay Rods, combined with original Fuji guides for a difference you can feel. Spiderwire, nothing gets away. Raymarine, go hunting underwater. Dorado Boats, built to last a lifetime. Real Animals Tackle Box, brought to you by CCA Florida, the CCA Star Tournament, and FishBrain, the app for fishermen.
So how long in all you've been doing the airboat thing?
About 15 years I've been doing it down here. We kind of just fell into fishing this way. We used to come down and me and some buddies would come down here as kids on these, we figured out the low water, group the fish up. So we started out in john boats and walking.
Right.
And that got old. So we, I forget who it was, but anyway, one of us came across an airboat that that one of us had, and wound up down here in it, and it just, it was
Opened up a whole new world.
The whole new world. And then we figured out, what to really do with it, and over the, like I said, I've been doing it, chartering wise about 15 years now, and it's still, I love it. This time of year, I like this style of fishing, regardless whether it's in an airboat or in my other boats or anything.
Yeah.
I really like to, throw artificials and the sand holes and low water. It's just, there's a lot of action. You see the fish. It's, we all like being out here when it's nice, nice days. In the wintertime you get some cold days, but like today we're gonna be in the 70s and it's beautiful out here. So it's a fun time to fish. Oh, there's one. It's literally just sitting there.
Yep.
They're just swimming over and
Picking it up.
Yep. That's 3 in a row. I just let it lay there. But they know they got to feed, and like I said, they know they got warm days coming, so they can exert a little energy.
Right.
If we were still under real high pressure like we had yesterday, I
You said
guarantee
they
you these
didn't
fish
chew
wouldn't
good.
eat.
Yeah, they didn't chew good
because they would know
yesterday.
they'd still have to conserve a little bit. So.
If we could just get the fish to tell us what the weather's going to be. If we could get a snook to be a
They
weather.
are. The snooker biting is going to be nice the next few days. How slow you work the lure sometimes to make a difference. But when we first pulled in here, you know, we were bouncing them like we were out there and nothing, and slow it up, and it's just about every cast.
And it's probably my weakest part is I have ADD so bad that to work a bait that slow is just torture for me.
I can do it as long as they're biting like this. There you go. As long as they're biting like this, I can do it. But if it's like 1 or 2 fish every, oh, what you got there?
I don't know, but
Uh-oh.
oh, hang on.
You should have some really good footage of that right there now. I mean, that was
That came right at you, dog. Woo!
Oh.
That was a dandy.
Yeah, that was a better fish.
What was that all about?
I don't know. Just snag a mullet?
Maybe.
That better?
I can keep him on. I think I've had a couple of those on.
Yeah, that one you had, I'm pretty sure. I gotta look at his when he rolled.
This is going to be pretty coming out of this water. The color ought to be fantastic.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
always
look at how dark that fish is. Gee, wow! Look at
beautiful one
that.
back here.
Ooh,
Look at orange.
look at
That
that.
was like a pumpkin.
I was going to say that's a bronze.
Louisiana
bronze
fish.
Yeah, it sure does, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's the same color as your bait.
Wow. Your lure, Little John, getting it done. Multiple colors. Such a simple bait too, you know.
I know.
Such a simple bait, and it works so good.
It does.
Oh, and it's gone.
Yep.
Hey, attaboy.
Cool.
Hey, I got one for you finally.
There you go. Good
Finally.
one too.
Trying to participate in the show here.
You just catch the pretty ones.
Closed captioning brought to you by Gator Ford. Real Animals Hook It and Cook It, brought to you by Rumfish Grill at the Guy Harvey Outpost. I'm at the Rumfish Grill, St. Pete Beach in St. Pete Beach, Florida. I'm with Chef Aaron. Chef, what are we cooking today?
Today we're going to do some seared sea scallops, little butternut squash puree, some roasted Brussels sprouts.
Ooh.
Today we're going to sear some sea scallops. These are a dry pack scallop, meaning they are not treated with any kind of tripolyphosphates, any kind of preservatives. They're the raw product. So we have a hot pan, some blended oil. This is a soy and olive oil blend. We want the oil almost to smoke, just like that. We're going to give this a minute and a half each side.
Okay.
Yep. See how we have a little bit of color on the bottom? It's almost white to translucent. Nice sear on the scallops.
Smells fantastic.
While these are finishing up, we can go ahead to our plate. This is a roasted butternut squash that's been seasoned with light brown sugar, some cinnamon, clove, allspice,
Okay.
salt and pepper. We've roasted them. It's Brussels sprouts, been roasted, tossed with caramelized shallots.
I love Brussels sprouts.
Scallops are just about there. So let's go to the plate. We're gonna finish this with some crispy pancetta bacon. And a little bit of parsley. That's how we do it here at Rumfish.
Absolutely fantastic, Chef. Looks amazing. For this great recipe and more, go to our website.
Real Animals Hook It and Cook It, brought to you by Rumfish Grill at the Guy Harvey Outpost.
The spot we're in now, it's kind of an out of the way area back in here. We're kind of between Whiddens Creek and Bull Bay, and it's just a little pocket back here, and it's got a big sand hole out here in the middle, and it's not real deep. It's probably only about 1.5 feet, 2 foot, but the rest of it's even shallower than that. So these fish on this low tide kind of push into these sand holes. You can see them out there swimming around, and what they do is they just kind of wait for the water to come back, and when it does, they'll move up and start foraging elsewhere. But until it does, they stay down in these these little depressions, and they use them, you know, kind of like we use our bedrooms. They just hang out in them until they get to where they can go elsewhere. And if something comes by when they're in there, they'll eat it. You know, they're not shy to the point where they won't eat and they run from everything, but they like to have water over their back. So they get in here where they're comfortable, and that's where they'll stay until they can get up and get on the flat and move up to the mangroves or wherever they're gonna go. There we go.
I got one too.
Found the school. You
Feels
got a
like
nice
a
room
red
too.
dog, yeah.
Yep.
A little double redfish action.
What's really weird, and this happens a lot in these holes, is those fish will push away when you first pull into them, and then as it settles, they'll come right back to them. Like I was saying earlier, they really have no choice.
Right, yeah.
You know, and it's one of those things, they're not scared, it's just, you know, they move away from noise,
Sure,
vibration.
and the boat pressure.
Yep,
Yep.
yep. I mean, the same as they would do with any boat.
Look at that. You got a nice one, G.
Yeah, this is a decent one here. They're beautiful.
They are beautiful, aren't they? I don't ever get tired of catching
No,
redfish. I
they're-
just don't.
I always get people asking, what's your favorite fish? And that's a tough question. I always just kind of say the ones that are eaten.
Right?
But if I had to pick one, that'd probably be this guy.
Yeah, I really
I mean,
love it.
I love
Got
them.
pretty spot pattern on yours.
Yeah, they're just healthy, solid.
Just a cool fish. Captain Greg DeVault, what a great day. Unbelievable, huh?
I'm glad we got out here.
I am too, finally.
Pretty day.
Appreciate
Yesterday was
the
a little
invite.
rough, but today was gorgeous.
Much better day, yeah. Really cold this morning, but it really warmed up nice like we kind of figured it
Yep.
would. Caught the tide right as it came up. A lot of fish, the redfish, the snook bit way better than we thought it was gonna.
Yeah, that surprised me.
Yeah, it
They
was
were
a-
cold, but they bit.
Yeah, it was
For sure.
absolutely a
Yeah.
fantastic, fantastic day on the water. We certainly hope you enjoy this week's episode as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. I'm Captain Michael Anderson, reminding you that whatever you do, don't let your kid be the one that got away.